Hey guys, it's Mitchell Berry here with the Berry team, and we've got a great video for you today on how long does it take to purchase a home in Evansville, Indiana. Now please remember, we are licensed realtors in the state of Indiana and Kentucky, so if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call or shoot us a text at 812-315-3850. We love helping people find their dream home or sell their current home and move to that next stage in life. Now the first factor that's going to decide how long it takes for you to close on your dream home after you find it and get it under contract is your method of payment. Now obviously, as so many people say, cash is king, and they're right in a lot of circumstances. Cash transactions can usually close very, very quickly, some in a very short period of time, but the average is probably 2 to 3 weeks, which gives us enough time to complete a few other important items. If we go a financed route, that's completely fine, and we have a ton of buyers who do that in this area. Now that will take slightly longer because we have to work with a loan officer to get them needed documents and do another few steps to get you to the closing table. Now, no matter how you buy a home, whether it's with cash or financing, there are a few things that we always recommend to our buyers. The first one of those items is get an inspection on the property. This is so important so we understand what's wrong with the property, and we can also usually negotiate repairs for the seller to complete prior to closing. Now typically during this time period, what's common in this area is about 14 days to get those inspections done and get a response to the seller for those items. However, that typically can happen a lot faster. A great inspector in our area can typically get in the property within 2 to 5 days and get you that report the very next day. From there, we can review those items and submit a response to the seller asking them to complete certain items prior to closing. Once those items are agreed upon, the seller will get those items done prior to closing, and depending on the contractor's time frame, that could take 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks. Typically those items are done right before closing, and then you will have a chance to re-inspect those items if you wish to make sure that they were done properly. The other item that's very important is to have title work completed on the house. A reputable title company will look through that property and all the records to make sure there are no liens on the property that you will inherit when you purchase it, as well as that there are no judgments on the seller or the buyer that could immediately attach to the property. So what that means is if a seller never paid a contractor for a service that was provided, that contractor may attach a lien to the property that's stuck with the property. If that is not cleared up and you take possession and ownership of the property, you also take possession and ownership of that lien, which is the last thing that we want. So while we're going through the purchasing process, your lender may be working on the loan, we're doing inspections, and the title company is working on looking at that title to make sure you have clean and clear title and title insurance once you take ownership. Now, if you take a mortgage out on the property, the lender is most likely going to require an appraisal as well. That's where an appraiser is going to get the order. He's going to go out to the property and essentially make sure that that property is not being bought for more than it's worth. Depending on how many orders are in at that time, how many appraisers are available, and several other factors, that could be very quick in a matter of days from when the appraisal is ordered, or it can take about 1, 2, maybe even 3 weeks if they're really, really backed up. Now once all that is complete, you are ready to close on your brand new home. So depending on whether it's cash or financed and how quickly those inspections are done, the appraisals completed, and those repairs are finished, it could take on the short end with a cash deal about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. On the long end with a finance deal, the average that we see is about 30 days. That can vary, sometimes quicker, sometimes longer, but that's a good average to keep in mind when you're buying a home. After that process is done in the state of Indiana, sellers can request an additional 30 days after closing to maintain possession of the house. Now that is negotiated when you submit your purchase agreement, so you know that going into the process. If they take that full 30 days that you've talked about and agreed upon, that then becomes, instead of 30 days, about 60 days from when you find your dream home, make an offer on it, get it accepted, to actually getting keys to your brand new home. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Like we said, we are licensed realtors in the state of Indiana and Kentucky, and we love helping people buy and sell in this area. Give us a call or shoot us a text, 812-315-3850. We are happy to answer any questions and help you in any way we can. Have a great day.